All right, Nintendo Treehouse Day 1 is over, and there were a lot of things shown. I wanted to get everything that I was super excited about and put it in one video and make it as short as I possibly could. It was a couple of hours for Nintendo Treehouse Day 1, so this video I'm going to try and squash things down. It's going to be the longest video, one of the longest videos that I've done, but this is the intro cutscene of Metroid Prime 4, and I mean, take a look at it. It is just, I don't know, it's just so exciting. If you're a Metroid Prime, if you're a fan of that series and you remember, you know, the build-up, they were talking about it being in first person. How is that going to work? How's a Metroid Prime going to work in first person? Is it just another shooter? And of course, Metroid Prime dropped on the GameCube, and the rest is history. Here we are with part 4. The reason I love these games is because they're so different from everything else. It's a shooter, but it's really not a shooter. There's tons to do. The world is a character. Exploration is key. Abilities are key. Platforming is in the game. And yes, shooting is in the game. And in my opinion, one of the best characters in gaming, Samus Aran, the bounty hunter, the ship landing here, the ship with the visor. It looks like her visor. Here she is making that famous entry into the world. This is part of the demo that we've already seen, but they go into more detail in terms of what you're going to be able to do, and you do see much more of the world, so let's go through it here. I'm going to leave them talking and explaining things, and I'm just going to point out some things that I found to be really, really exciting. Just the overall atmosphere of this game really, really is pulling me in. I cannot wait to just soak in as much as I can when I play this game. I'm going to play this game extremely slowly. I can see myself taking my time. I scanned everything in the first 3 games. I was going crazy with that scan ability, and I just love the way that the games sort of make you work a bit for the lore. There's a story, it's told very well, you know Samus, you know what she's all about, but each game gave you something to do in terms of digging up the story just a bit, and I really, really like that. So going from the big open world to these interiors is really cool. The cutscenes never looked better. The animations look really good, and I just love the way Samus looks in that suit, man. Look at that. Just is so cool. I'm really excited to play this game. So let's watch a little bit, and let me know down there in the comment section if you see things that are exciting to you. And let me know if you played the first 3 games. The Metroid series isn't really this huge seller for Nintendo when you compare it to other games in the series. Now, I'm sure other people would love the sales of the Metroid Prime series, but for Nintendo, it's never been a huge seller. It's starting to find an audience, and I really, really hope that this series, especially with the 4th entry, takes off. So take a look out there. That giant mech is defending the city. Samus is going to head out there and do what she does. We're going to scan this door to figure out how the hell we're going to open it. Security ID registration complete. The bounty hunter is Samus Aran, and she gets full access because, well, she's Samus. See, this is the stuff I do in this game, rather than just run through it. Everything that I can scan, I don't know what it is, I just have to do it. It's crazy. We switch to missile launchers here. Now what he's doing here, instead of locking on, he's trying to like just move around and play it in a different way, and I wouldn't recommend playing the Metroid Prime series like that. You're going to want to lock on to an enemy. You're going to want to strafe to avoid the other enemies who are attacking you. You can lock on, shoot a bit, and then disconnect the lock onto somebody else, shoot a bit. You can use your missiles, you can use your power beams. So there's a cadence to the combat. It's almost like a dance. It's not just a run and gun type of a shooter. In addition to the other genres that are represented in the game that I love the series for. Dive spikes, the cone-shaped chassis and thrusters enable direct thrust. Samus opening a door, and we're going to go right into morph ball mode here pretty soon. Take a look outside. Huge battle happening. How do we get through this? Well, morph ball time. I love this. I love it. Right back into first person. The game just looks really good. I mean, take a look at this. Space pirates dropping in, and then here comes this giant mech. I love how the camera pulls back here. Samus is like, oh, okay. And then you're right into the gameplay. Take out that ship. How cool is that? Look at that. I love it. Just being in the visor, you get that sense that, you know, you're Samus, and there's tons of things to do. The suit gives you so much more to do than just a traditional shooter. Gonna mop up some of the Space Marines here. Lock on, power beam. He's starting to use the mouse functionality of the Joy-Con. Now, I probably won't play it like this. I can't see how I'm gonna have something in front of me to put them on. They say you can use it on your pants, your pant legs and stuff like that, and it's just as accurate. He's having problems here, and the problem is that it's way too accurate. It's way too sensitive to motion there. Almost like a mouse, right? So you have to get used to that precision that it offers if you want to use it that way. And then you just pick it up and you're right back into the traditional mode that the Joy-Con sense where you are when you pick them up. So I'd probably play it with the controller, the new Pro controller, or even the older Pro controller that I have for the Switch 1, which will work on the Switch 2. This is the part that I believe was shown, yeah. So this is the demo reel that we got early on. To the right here is an enemy. He's got about 70% damage. So yeah, he's ready to go. And then he just takes him out, and then we're right back into that gameplay hook of shooting, exploring, big set pieces, and then exploration and puzzle solving. This is why I love this series. So we're going to get through here, go into Morph Ball mode, and right through. Just love it. I love this series. I'm really excited that Part 4 is coming. It just looks so good. Look at that. This is the part where I believe... Oh, no, I'm wrong, actually. I thought we were coming up to a cutscene. And they break in. With a guy down there fighting them off, the Marine popping up and down, shooting. Duck. Pop, duck and cover. He's going to get destroyed. Got the energy tank. So, if you played Metroid Prime before, the first game, second game, or third game, you know the formula, you know the hook. Exploration through a level, you get an ability, then you can go back into a level, access areas that you haven't been, progress through the game, tons of different environments, tons of different abilities. And like I said, I like the idea of it being more than a traditional shooter. So let me know what you think about Metroid Prime 4 down there in the comments section. Next up is something that blew me away. If you had told me that a Mario platformer wasn't going to be the star of a new Nintendo system, I would have told you that you're crazy. And if you would have told me that Donkey Kong would get a proper 3D fully open world-esque platforming game, I would have also said you're nuts. But here we are with Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I have to say this is I don't want to say my most anticipated, because there's Metroid Prime 4, but I can't believe there are two games that are I'm literally like tied for most excitement between Metroid Prime 4 and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I am absolutely in love with this game. First off, the first thing I thought of when I saw this is way back when PlayStation 2, Red Faction, and the Geomod engine. Do you remember that? Where they talked about like breaking through a level and exploring. Now, obviously, it wasn't done like this way back then. It just couldn't be done like this. And there isn't that Nintendo spin on it in terms of it being a feature that ties into some type of gameplay that keeps you going. So when I saw this, I thought, wow, this is absolutely incredible. So you're going through a level, and the game gives you tons to do, right? There's a proper game, there's a story, you progress through it, you beat the game, but as you're playing the game, you just stop and explore anywhere, dive down, break through the level, find secrets. I could see myself playing this game non-stop for a long, long time. Look at that, the entire level broken apart. You've got a shortcut all the way back down, and you can do that almost anywhere within this game. Now, obviously, you can't do it everywhere, but almost everywhere. And the sense of exploration that this offers is why I'm so in love with these type of games that Nintendo creates, these platformers, because it's not about just doing the game proper, right? Playing through the game. there's all these little things layered on top of the game that you can do that are almost like games within games within games, and it never stops. So you can pull out parts of the level here. Here's Donkey Kong using something to break this giant thing that obviously he can't break. It's stronger than the surrounding rocks, but you pick up a big boulder, beat the heck out of this thing a couple of times. You need some more, hop up here. Look at that. Pull it right out and just destroy this thing. We need something else. Pick up that. Boom. Love it. Take a look at this. You know what I found really amazing is just, not that graphically it looks better or because of the resolution and stuff like that, but just the creativity. I'm really interested in the fact that sometimes I worry they're going to lose creativity. Like, how much more can you possibly do with a platformer? And I forget sometimes that if you put a character that's different, right? So you think of Mario in a platformer, there's certain things that you expect Mario to do, and then there are certain things that you can sort of build upon. But now you have Donkey Kong, right? So he's all about just smashing things. And of course, it's almost like, you know, Donkey Kong Ultimate Destruction, kind of like that Hulk game back in the day. Love the graphics here. Look at the fur on DK there. It's just like little touches like this. I'm going to be playing this game for such a long time. I was just so pleasantly surprised when they showed this, and it's one of the most anticipated games for Nintendo Switch 2. I cannot wait to play this game. Just look at the world, and you think about all the things that I'm going to do in this world, all the exploration, all the fun, all the little secrets before I even progress through a level to get to the next level or to beat the game. Tons of collectibles, tons of things to do. You've got your sidekick. You have to use music to access certain areas. This is pretty cool here. He goes off script. He's underground, and he wants to see how much he can destroy to get back up to the surface, going anywhere in the level. So just pounding through, finding a secret, right? You wouldn't even know that was there unless you explored. So this game is going to take like countless hours to just get through. And here he is just pounding his way through the level, finding some collectibles, but trying to get up through the level. Found a chest that's upside down there. So I just can't believe there's so much to find and so much to do outside of the main game by just destroying a level while you're playing it. So he's pounding, he's pounding, he's pounding. You kind of see that they're kind of like, all right, let's get back to the game. And he's just playing around and kind of like trying to break the game, if you will. But here he is pounding up, pounding up, pounding up, and finally right out into the level. That's just sick. Next up is something I think everyone saw coming, and that's Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. First up was Breath of the Wild, and of course, you can see a pretty substantial difference between the game running on the Switch and the game running on the Switch 2. They talk about, of course, the frame rate and the resolution being 4K, but textures being better, and just the overall art being able to shine much more. Now, if you're somebody who resolution and frame rate is super important to you and you never play these games because, I don't know, maybe you'll appreciate the art style of Nintendo's games now that the game looks the way it does on the Switch 2. I love these games on the Switch 1. I don't know if I'm going to dedicate as much time as I did to them on the Switch 1 with everything else coming to the Switch 2. But of course, I'm going to check them out. I own them on the Switch 1, and if you own these games on the Switch and you're a member of Nintendo Switch Online, you get these upgrades for quote-unquote free. I hate to say free because you're still paying for the service, but you get them free of charge if you own them and you're a member of Nintendo Switch Online. So it's something to think about. To talk about the individual droplets of rain, you can actually see them now because of the resolution and the texture work. And yeah, you can see much more off into the distance. The draw distance is better. The detail is just there. It was there on the Switch 1, but of course, because of the power of the Switch 2, you can see things much better. Look at the pillars. There's much more detail in the textures. And of course, they talk about loading times, which are really, really cool on the Switch 2. So check it out here. It's almost like about 4 seconds, right? Here we are back traveling across the map, and the Switch 1's still loading. So that was a problem with the Switch 1. That's resolved with the Switch 2. So next up is going to be Tears of the Kingdom, which I think looks absolutely amazing. So here we are, Tears of the Kingdom, Switch 2, and Yeah, I might spend a little bit more time with this one on the Switch 2 than Breath of the Wild. They talk about loading times and textured load in and stuff like that, and she just jumps off of the island there, glides down into a cave, all in real time. You notice that there isn't that. If you played Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch one, there was a lot of sort of pop in and load in as you're falling through these huge environments, and I really don't see any of that here. What's really interesting about this is all in real time, so there's no loading, and she's jumping off from way up high all the way down into the cavern, and all in real time, just to show you that the Switch 2 is having absolutely no problem running this game. And for you resolution and frame rate people out there, this is 4K 60 frames per second or 1080p 120 frames per second, whatever you choose. So I mean, just look how cool this is. Just think about, they pulled this off on the Switch 1. Right? You can do this on the Switch 1, but it's so much more detailed now running on the Switch 2. The lighting looks much better, the textures look much better, there's clarity, and what's really important for these games and most Nintendo properties is just the art style, the animation. Everything is just better if you're playing it on the Switch 2. And I hate to say that, like, I love these games on the Switch 1, I really do. And I swear, I'm not one of these resolution people. I keep saying that. But yeah, you know what? Okay, if they're offering it and it's free like it is for me, I will check it out. Can't spend as much time with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with everything coming out on Switch 2, but I'm definitely probably going to go back in and I don't want to do it. I don't want to play through Tears of the Kingdom again, my God. But I'm going to do it. Am I going to do it? I can't believe I'm going to do it with Donkey Kong. I mean, with Metroid. But breathing new life into the games is something that I think is cool, right? It's cool. If you never owned a Nintendo system, maybe you never played these games, but you wanted to. Maybe you were one of those people like I talked about, like, I'm not playing that game because it's only in 480p or something like that, or the frame rate is terrible. Maybe now you can appreciate what Nintendo did with these games. Maybe you'll appreciate their art style, their animation, and more importantly, the gameplay that they meticulously crafted for both of these games. So these are instant classics, and an update to a classic is always welcome. So she's exploring down here, looking around, showing just the difference in the lighting. And just think about, we were all the way up on the sky, on that sky island. We dove all the way down in real time, and here we are running through the cavern here looking for a fight. I just can't imagine seeing this for the first time on the Switch 2 and being able to sort of, I don't know, just think about playing it when I played it when it came out on the Switch 1, and then seeing it on the Switch 2 and the advantages that the system has to offer. I'm definitely going to play this again on the Switch 2. I'm going to do it. What the hell? So next up was the biggie, and it was another one that just got me so excited.
I've not spotted him yet.
I mean, this game, Mario Kart, is an addiction. And this world that they've created, it's a world, right? This entire world is connected. It's seamless. Mario Kart, the races, the world, everything is connected. When you're in a race, other races are happening. There's something happening on a mountain off to the left, in a lake off to the right. But while you're in a race, you are in a race. And I love the way this game looks. The classic Mario Kart gameplay, and just the Switch 2 power bringing it to life. I see, this is what I like about Nintendo. I keep bringing up like resolution and frame rate. Like, it's really not about power. It's about creativity, right? Things have to get better technically. I get that, right? I get it. That's why I have my PlayStation 5, because it's the, you know, the most power for games, third-party games and stuff like that. But I do like, you know, power and creativity going together. So it doesn't always have to be photorealistic, and I love that about Nintendo. Just take a look at the world, look off into the distance, right? The draw distance, all of that is seamless. You can just drive to it, and there's a really cool feature in this game that we're going to talk about after we get through this race. Let's watch this race, check it out here. I love the fact that when you're finished a race, right, you don't automatically get sort of transported to the next race. What happens is they're going to show you the next track, like in a flyby, and then you're going to start off at the finish line of the previous race. So if you finished first, great because you're going to have to drive to the starting point of the next race. So there's a race within a race for position to start the next race. I'm just blown away by it. Like, look, something so simple as like, hey, the world's connected. The race is over. Let's let people drive to the starting gate of the next race and play around and explore and fight for position for the next race. I think that's genius. I really do. Something so simple, but I didn't even think of that. All these years playing Mario Kart, I'm like, I never thought of that. Probably because it wasn't possible on a Nintendo system until now with the Switch 2. I see those piranha plants and I think about the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. I'm getting that piranha plant camera. I don't care. I've got a gaming room and a music room. It's hidden away. I don't have to explain a piranha plant camera to guests when they come over. I can hide it. But take a look at the world here. He just turned off. He wanted to jump that. This guy is not good with these shells, but that one's going to bounce right back. Look at that. He got lucky there. I don't know, man. I'm just so excited to play Mario Kart. I can't wait to use those C button features, play around with this game. The only thing that I didn't learn so far with the Switch 2 is, can you stream from the console directly to like YouTube and Twitch? I would love it if that was a thing. I'm not sure it is, but I would love to put natively some of these games up on my channel, just having fun. And again, I can't wait to try out the C button features with this game and just having a ton of fun. What's really great about this game is, you think about like something like Forza Horizon, which is one of my favorite racers of all time, because it's open world, right? I don't have to just race. I can just drive off of a track whenever I want and explore with friends, with just myself. And there are things to do off of the tracks. There are things to see, things to collect. And with the press of a button during any race, you're instantly in free roam mode. So what does that mean? Well, if you drive off the track, you're not going to be pulled back to the track to the race like you are in most Mario Kart games. You're going to be able to just explore the entirety of the track, the world that you're in, or just the world in general. And there are so many things to see and do off of the track. Collectibles, just characters, callbacks to older games, nostalgia. Imagine doing this with a few friends, just driving around and exploring a Mario Kart world, or focusing in just on the one track and learning all of the ins and outs and the secrets, so that when you go back and do the race, you have an advantage maybe over your competitors if you're that crazy. But I am just going to explore to my heart's content. This is something, again, it's just these little tweaks. Like you would never think about an open world Mario Kart exploration type game. It almost takes the racer and turns it into like a platformer or like an action adventure game. It's crazy. I used to think about that when it came to Forza Horizon. The car was almost like an avatar and the world was fully explorable. And now Mario Kart is like that. So I am super excited about this one. So this was day one, Nintendo Treehouse, all the things that they showed that I was super excited about. This is most of the big stuff that they showed. There were a few things, and I'm sure I missed some things that maybe you saw that you were excited to. Let me know down there in the comment section below. Look at the water here. Look at the water. Let me know down there in the comment section below about some of the things that I might have missed that you're excited about. And also talk about the things that I talked about. What are you excited about with the system, with the games, and let's just have some fun. Let's just get back to having some fun, guys and gals. Thanks for watching the video. If you would think about liking and subscribing to the channel, I would love that. I really appreciate all the comments that I've been getting. Small channel, but I'm trying to do better, trying to get a little bit more positive, as opposed to just, focusing in on like negative topics and driving them home. I know that's probably not going to get me the views, but I'm a little bit too old to be negative all the time, and I just really want to focus in on having some fun with you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informative. Tried to condense it down as much as I could. It was a few hours of Nintendo Treehouse. I wrapped it up here in about 25 minutes. Again, I appreciate anything that you watch and any comments that you leave. Let me know down there in the comment section about the Treehouse, and day 2 coming up soon. See you in the next one.
Excellent.
Adorable.
All right, and I think we're gonna end things there for this segment.
Yes.